Hello and welcome to episode 18 here in Fenton Forest of our Let's Play series, and we will be doing a few jobs around the farm today, and this is the last day essentially of the summer period. So before we get started with today's episode, if you like the video, please hit that like button because that helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget, if you want to see more of our content, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so you get notified when we post new videos. So today here on Fenton Forest, we are stood in front of the silo because we're going to do a few jobs around the farm, and essentially we've got a bunch of things we need to do, kind of get a few bits and pieces sort of up and running. So last time out we were actually doing some grass cutting, to kind of do a bit of a recap. Here on field 5 we cut the grass, and we essentially got ourselves into a position where we cut the grass, and that's all now harvested, picked up, and is essentially in the silo waiting for us to do something with it. And that's kind of pretty much where we were at with it all. Now, as you can see, if you look at our map, our current growing state, pretty much all the fields are in these latter stages of growing, and we will at some point need to start harvesting, but essentially we are not quite there yet, and as a result we essentially have essentially time to do some odd jobs essentially. So if you actually look at the seasons map and you look at the kind of thing, we're in this period here. In theory we could potentially start harvesting if things were available on some of these crops, but they're not, frankly, and at this point we can't really do much other than we can actually now start planting what is in effect a winter crop, I guess. If it's sort of, it would maybe be ready to harvest about this point, but we don't have any fields that are suitable for that. I'm maintaining field 5 as a grass field, and field 8 is also going to stay a grass field. We in total got about 500,000 litres of grass out of those two fields, which is pretty good. If we actually look at the precision farming, and this is actually a feature that's quite interesting, if you're into stats, if we look here, we have the economic analysis of field 8, and this is from our harvest. This has told us how much we spent in fertilizer and so on, and helper and everything else. But the interesting thing here is our yield. The yield on that field was actually kind of low, 79%, and that's actually not brilliant, I guess. It was quite low. In contrast, though, to field 8, field 5 was a lot better. Now, field 5, we did a lot more work on field 5. We put lime down. We put fertilizer down, we put liquid fertilizer on there as well, we put slurry on there. We really did quite a bit of work on that. We spent a good bit of money effectively on that field, and we got 117% yield on that field. We got 300,000 litres of grass out of that field. So it was a lot more impressive, essentially. And actually, if you look at the yield map, on this field, it doesn't look hugely dissimilar to field 8. There are patches of relatively lower yield, but there's more green than I would say on here. There's and this is a darker shade of orange. I think this is probably around that 80 to 75% yield on this sort of section up here. Whereas in here, we've probably got a 90% yield in this patch here, and then a couple of small patches of maybe 80% yield, but most of it is in this kind of 100% to 105 range, and then maybe a few a little bit higher that pushed it up. So we actually got a lot more out of this field than we put in. So that is pretty cool. Now I've actually sprayed both these fields with fertilizer. One of the things I'm going to do on this field 8 is I'm going to drop some lime on here at some point, and lime this field just so it's had it to bring up that pH level, because that is a little bit on this sort of band here, whereas this is nice and green mostly. So I'm going to do that at some point, but that's a kind of a field task for later. But I'm going to keep field 5 as is, and I'm going to keep field 8 as is as well for the moment. But we need to do a couple of tasks around the farm. Now, first one is essentially with this guy here. What I need to do is drop some material from here into the dryer to make some hay. So I'm going to have this filled up with grass. Actually, why is that? Is that actually... Oh no, it's not attached. Interesting. I'm going to fill this with grass, and we're going to take this down to the production lot that we've got our dryers on and so on, and essentially drop this into the dryer. We're also going to drop a load into the fermenter as well, and those are a couple of tasks that we need to get done. And I've added a couple of extra mods to the actual game as well. One of the things I've added is essentially a new... I'm not sure why I can move these around. I can't really move them around. But a couple of new mods that I've put down here which give me a bit more information. Got this one here which is to do with the GPS mod that I added to the game, and I might actually remove that. But we've got some stats around the actual vehicles, and then we've got some stat thing going up here which I might remove that one as well. It depends on... But this is kind of showing me statuses of vehicles that are in the works. Prod lot 3 is essentially where we're going to, and I'm gonna set this off going down there. And prod lot 3 is, as you will remember, all the way down here. And with prod lot 3 we have a bunch of stuff here already. We've got TMR mixer, and we've got the pig food mixer, all sort of set up to with auto drive routes. I haven't actually done that yet for the 2 other pieces of equipment that I've got down there. And what I'm actually going to do, probably actually do that whilst we're doing this episode, is actually get those set up and driven. That way I can take it out of trailer and so on. As you can see, some of these are actually almost... Actually, these are ready. Are these ready? No, they're not. Although they look very close to harvestable, they are apparently not harvestable. And it's telling me that, like, if I'm looking at that, that looks like it could be ready to harvest. One of the things we'll probably actually do as well this time out is, as well as getting these done, I'm thinking some equipment needs to be purchased for the harvest. We kind of need a combine, a harvester, or 2. It depends on how quickly we do these fields. I'm thinking one harvester for the moment, and we go from there. And we've got this tractor and trailer which can be used for grain pickup. We have a forage trailer for straw pickup, but I'm actually thinking we might do baling. I have just this I kind of want to do some baling and just do bales and then restore the bales. So that's one of my thoughts as well. So here we are on prod lot 3. So you can see we've got 2 pieces of equipment here, and what I'm going to do is obviously we can show you this is the work that's been previously done to kind of set up the routes, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check, because so I'm trying to remember which way around this are. I think this is, I need to check. This is the fermenting silo. The sort of confusing thing for this one is exactly how do we fill it. So I'm not sure what the kind of hitbox is on this. This kind of needs to be the spot. Now I'm going to do this loaded up so I know where the tipping spots are. So that's the tipping spot for this. And this one here is a little bit easier because this is a grid. So we can do this one a little bit easier. And the pickup location is kind of straightforward too. So this one, obviously, because it's got a grid, we can drive to the point at which we get a notification to drop, and that would basically be the location. So that would work as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the tipping locations first, and then I'm going to do the pickup locations. And that would basically enable us to just essentially wire these into the auto drive route. So I'm going to do that, and I'll probably just kind of time lapse this a little bit, and then we will drop these off and go and do the next chore, as it were. Okay, so I think I've managed to get them all in the right spot, and we're going to test this out. We're going to drop off this load into the fermenter, and see if that works out. So this makes silage for us. This will also give me the ability to actually, I need to I want this unload. So this is weird. This didn't actually unload. Let's just try this out. Fermenter. We picked up from the silo. And I'm not sure why this isn't working, to be honest. So fermenter drop off, deliver stopping at that. Let's actually do this at the dryer drop off. Let's see if this actually does drop it off at the dryer. This should work. We've got a dryer pickup, we've got a dryer drop off. That's much easier, I think, to actually do. The fermenter seems a little bit weird. We might not drop off the entire load. But what I'll do is obviously I'll see. No, that's not far enough forward. So it's important to test these out, by the way. So I don't know why it can't reach the dry drop off. See if this does it work. As I say, it's important to test these out, and this does it. We will see that it's so it gets to the dry drop off location, and if it has the trigger, it doesn't seem to want to unload. I'll actually unload all of this into here. Might as well, because the dry drop, the fermenter drop off is the one that I'm kind of most worried about. So what we'll do is let's kind of do silo pickup. We are delivering to fermenter. Wherever fermenter is, where's fermenter? We'll do grass. Not sure why you can't pick, do you? That is kind of strange. So let's run this back and have it pick up, and then come back here, and let's see if this has worked. But what I'll just quickly do is we are in the drying silo. It's active, as you can see here, and what we'll do is I'll catch up in a minute once we've picked up some more grass for the fermenter. Okay, so that was a little bit of a long-winded trip, which we managed to pick up the grass at least, and that's dropping off, so that's fine. That was over the trigger point, so we got that in the right position. I'm not sure if this will take the entire load. Yeah. I do remember it being limited to, I'm just going to drop the last of this into the dryer, but I do remember that basically being only 100k for the fermenter. So I've unloaded that. Now the thing I wanted to kind of validate was the pickup for this, because I haven't actually done the pickup in the setup, so kind of want to just validate that. And to do that, we need the trailer in the right position. I just need to pop this out. And what I'm thinking is, if I back up a little bit, if that stops there, oh, that's perfect. So we had fermenter drop off. We kind of need fermenter pickup, and we have the both, and that's basically that's set up. So that is all of the production now on this lot is now set up. They both have drop-off locations and pick-up locations, and all of them are done, and they are all actually now working. So they'll be producing the various bits of materials that we need. So we have the drying silo that's running. That will be kind of processing. It's only got a 5,000 litres done so far. It's going to have a good bit more to get hay, which is great. We have the fermenting silo, which is here. That is going. It's got 100,000 litres. It does seem a little bit low, to be honest, but that's fine. And yeah, we're kind of set. Everything else is basically kind of running. So with that, I'm going to head back to the yard. And do need to get the right one. And head back to the yard, and we'll just catch up with you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay. I'm running over chickens here. Almost. Okay, so let's pop this over here for a moment. That's the fermenter sorted. Oops, did I turn that off? Nope. So that's the fermenter sorted. If we just go and check over here, we've got quite a few eggs growing. They've kind of randomly gone in different pots. I'm not sure why. Everything's fed. Chickens are doing well anyway. And Still not quite sure why the sheep haven't produced any wool yet. It's a bit of a conundrum. I know why the cows haven't produced milk, because we need to have calves born, and hopefully we will have some cows sort of do that. The pigs are growing and everything else. But one of the things I need to check on is, actually we could have just done this on thing, is we have a good bit of manure. We're now getting a good bit of slurry. I need to pick up this little bit of manure that's there. The chickens have a minute amount of manure. But if you look in here, I did jump over that and I shouldn't have jumped over that. We've got all of this manure here we need to collect. Now, one of the things I want to do, because essentially we will be kind of self-sufficient, this over here on the farm is a storage location for manure. And I think it's both manure and slurry, I believe. So one of the things I want to do is I want to actually put some stuff in here. We're going to need some equipment for this, but this here is the drop-off point, and what I will be able to do is I'm going to extend the auto drive route out and around here to put a pickup location, and then we can just do manual drop-offs here. But in order to do this, we actually need a couple of things. So we need some equipment, and I'm going to purchase that, and then we're going to just kind of start that task now. So we need a wheel loader, and we need, I don't know which wheel loader I want. I don't know if I want this one because it kind of looks a bit obscenely silly. I'm not sure. It just kind of I don't know. It's just I'm drawn to the complete crazy skin, or you can just go for the plain old green and white one with the weird looking tail thing at the back. Or we could go with one of the I think actually I'm just going to go with the JCB, to be honest. I like JCBs. We've got engine options on this, which means more fun. We could go crazy wheels, not so crazy wheels, or standard wheels. I'm going to go with Michelin tires because I kind of like the Michelin tires a bit better. I don't know, it just sits better. So I'm going to buy that, but we're going to reset these to the yard. I should have delivered these to the yard, actually. Let's I've already bought it, but let's run down here. It's got quite a big yard, actually. So we can use, and I do have it on the thing, and I've not actually used it, but basically we have the shop delivery mod, and the shop delivery mod allows you to have items delivered to any place. So memory serves, you do Shift Alt, and that gives you this sort of orange thing here. If I just go back a bit and I do that, and then I press S, I think it's S. So I was planning to use that. What I will do though, it might have worked, we never know. So the other thing I need is a bucket for the for the wheel loader, and there it is. I couldn't see for looking. So we have quite a few things installed. We have let's see, this one here is 8,000. This is a high dump bucket. This is one by Stevie. We can go with an extended one. It's a bit silvery, I don't like that. This one actually looks pretty cool. And it's 8,000, which is kind of what we were looking for actually. So let's buy that. So we need that bucket. Oh, that actually worked. That actually returned it here. So what we can do is we'll reset the wheel loader from the shop. I'm not going to use this mod all the time, by the way. I'm just using it now because basically it just makes life a little bit easier. But I'm not planning to use this all the time. It does actually cost money. So when you buy something with this mod, it actually charge you a delivery fee, which is like 2% of the purchase price. So for instance, if you were buying a combine, for example, let's just go in here and look at one of these Chores harvesters. You're spending 450,000 on this. Your 2% is quite a large chunk of money. So we won't be necessarily doing that on every purchase, but this is fine for the moment. Now, the other thing we need is I need a trailer, another trailer for the yard, which I'm going to use for this stuff. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to use a tipper truck. We've got the tipper truck. We can use that. So we've got this black tipper truck here, and it's got a large capacity. So we might as well use that. Can't remember if you can do it on these. I know on certain articulated vehicles will. Collision's gone on the camera. What we're going to do is we are going to attach that, and I'm going to lift it. We're going to take this into the cow pen. I buy everything black. I don't know why. I'm going to take this into cow pen because we just need to pop this there. Actually, no. I think we'll. For the moment, we'll do the pigs first because there's a little bit of manure in the pigs left over from when we had those. So this does have cattle grids, so technically speaking the cows and stuff won't leave any pigs. So I'm going to do this, scoop up what is in that into this. It's very odd looking. It is a very odd looking. Of course we don't kill the pigs when we're in there. This gate. I'm going to get this ready. This is what we're going to load the manure into. And grab the wheel loader. So we're basically just using this as a very big bucket. Oh, wow, that's and pick up some of what we've got. Come on, cow, get out of the way. Ooh. I'll drop this into the trailer. And yeah. So let's I'll probably time lapse this and we'll catch you in a few minutes. Okay, so we have fully filled that, and I'm just going to pop this here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to park this alongside this, to be honest. To be honest, we'll just put a full load in there. We don't need to empty the thing out just yet. I'll leave that there. And we'll pop this into the storage. We have to do this a few times. We've got a little bit left in there. We've got another 5k in the bucket. So, oversteer. And then we'll drop this into the silo for manure, which is up here. And pretty good. We're unloading that. And then we can obviously use this for filling up later on. One of the things I will do as well is I'm going to customize the settings. Currently they're basically buying manure as needed, helpers and so on. And I'll pop this back on the yard. Actually, I'm going to double check something whilst I'm here. We can definitely fill this, I believe. Sure, we can. Do we get an R? Yep, we can select compost and manure from here. So we will we'll park this up. That's been one of the tasks for today. One of the other tasks we've got to do is tanker some slurry. So that might be something to arrange. But I think that's a job for another time. And with that, I think we shall actually what I might do, I'm going to test a theory out. I've got this tractor here with a slurry tanker on it, and it has a little bit of slurry in it. Let's test out quickly a theory. I'm not going to do a full load. Actually, I could do, to be honest. Pretty sure I can unload all this. I'm pretty sure you can unload these. But I will actually check. Let's check in before I load it up. I'm pretty sure we can actually use this as a tanker for slurry and drop off. Put it into storage. If that's the case, we will be able to use this to do the movement of slurry. And yep, that can actually unload. Now we've unloaded that, that's into storage. Now the thing is, can we actually load from the same place as we did so effectively we can load. The sort of spot needs to be kind of precise, but yep, that's actually doable. So yeah, that's cool. We'll pop this back in the shed actually, and actually what I'll do is, whilst I've got it out, I'll use this to pick up the slurry from the pigs. So this is going to be turning into a long episode. Really sorry about that. Very quick task. This will be. I'm going to very quickly do this. Might as well, whilst we've got the tractor out. And we've got the tanker for slurry. Might as well quickly do this. Okay, maybe not. Oh well. I will try and endeavour to address this off camera. Do that turn. So with that, I think we'll end out this episode. I'm going to put this guy away, and I will sort out that slurry unload later. This is a really big tanker for this. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys to it, and we can catch up, and we will have another episode soon. So with that, thanks for watching. I know this has been quite a long episode today, and lots of stuff has gone on in this episode today. Filming it has been a long time, but with that, thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys next time, and have a great day. Goodbye.